On August 13th, we draw the line in the sand. That is the date that the tube is going to require ID to log into their app. This is a test run. They want it to where every one of us has to upload our ID to access our apps, with the ultimate goal is having to have ID just to access the internet at all. This is a authoritarian takeover of basically the First Amendment. So if you are on the tube, you can't be no longer. It's time to delete it. And if enough people stand up on this first run, they're going to change their minds real quick. And if they don't, well, then we need to accept the fact that it's time to get off social media completely. I'm going to set up a Substack, I think, just so have something that's not social media related. I suggest you do the same. And this is it. If you want to know what you can do to make a change, this is it. And I don't care what party you're affiliated with. This affects everybody.
All right, shalom, 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 shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechak, Dash. All right, double honors into my elders, my apostles, a great millstone, which are the men that rule well, the men that taught us, Salakia, the men that taught us is truth. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect. All right, and the title will be August 13th, which, like you saw in the very beginning, that's the date where allegedly, I'm gonna say allegedly, I don't know exactly if that's the official date. That's what everybody's saying, where YouTube and I think a few other social media platforms, I believe Spotify, I don't know if they're already doing it or if they're going to do it the same date or a different date, where they're going to start requiring you to upload a photo of your ID for you to be able to log in to your account. All right, and I could care less about Spotify and Apple Music doing that. The big hitter is YouTube, okay? Because I was talking to one of the brothers, all right, before making this lesson, and you know, this is big, man, because for one, that means that we're gonna have to upload a photo of our ID to be able to log into our YouTube account. And if they have a photo of your ID and all your content's there, they can tie all that quote unquote anti-Semitic, right, or anti-Shemitic content that we make, all right, and they can bring up charges if they wanted to, man. Not to say that, because the Lord's gonna make things happen. The Lord's gonna have things work in our favor at the end of the day. But that's just a thought of what could happen, if you upload your photo to your ID to log on to YouTube. Now, some people might say, oh, well, you have an account with your name on it and everything like that. And it's like, that's cool. That's true. But, once you upload an ID, that's an official documentation that's your page. They can actually tie that to you. Because right now, anybody can steal content. Anybody can re-upload things and things like that, But, hey, August 13th is the date, man, where they're going to require you to upload a photo of your ID to log into your YouTube account. And that's big because really, the government is doing a full takeover, man. They're really, infringing on the people's quote-unquote rights. They're taking away your First Amendment right, your freedom of religion, your freedom of speech, They're doing away with these things because Esau going to lock it all up, all right, and do whatever the hell he wants to do because he wants to bring in his new world order. The elites, they want to bring in their new world order. They don't want you to have freedom. They don't want you to live how you want to live. They want to lock it down and chip everybody. And this is just the beginning of, things to come. All right. More evils are coming. All right. Now, I'm going to start off with Amos 8 and 11 because at the end of the day, what's going to come with this is even more censorship to the point where our videos, they're going to, be forced to really actually take them down, in big numbers because the content we make, because when freedom of speech is actually completely gone, and I'll say also when the Lord wants our videos off of YouTube, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. There's no avoiding the famine of the word, all right, because it's going to be on the internet, but it's also going to happen in the streets. You ain't going to see us teaching, Hey, this is prophecy, man. These things are coming, okay? So August 13th, man, that's the date. I'm going to start off in Amos 8 and 11. All right, and look, you know, the number 13. See, these devils, they work like that, man. They work with that left-handed numerology, you know. Anyway, Amos 8:11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. Right. So there's gonna be a lack of the words of the Lord. All right, out here, man. All right, whether on the internet or out in the streets, man. All right, with all these different, because we could teach, you know, we can go out and teach and not be on YouTube. You know, we you know, the apostles, they was doing that, you know, before YouTube, right? They wasn't out there teaching to record it and put it online. But you know, the famine of the word, it's gonna shake things up on the internet, man. When our videos are just gone, you know, when all brothers' videos are gone because of the content we make. They have a task force on us, man. They have people that are there to delete our videos on command. Why wouldn't they? Esau is a madman, you know. Those are the things that can happen. You see, and you see Esau, like I put in the beginning, you know, Esau, he, you know, they're trying to draw the line in the sand, so to speak, you know, because their, you know, rights, quote unquote, are being taken and things like that, and which is very true. You know, their rights are being infringed upon, right? Because apparently, you know, they do have rights. This is their shit. They got it sewed up, right? But what the elites is moving how they want to move. That's the thing. It was never about. America was never about its, you know, amendments and all that shit and the Constitution. It was never about that. The elites, Amalek, man, he runs the world. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, man. You know, the head tribe of Esau is the one running shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, hey, what you see happening is a complete takeover, a complete loss of rights, because once they have your ID, all your content, they're gonna tie it directly to you. You know. Right now they can to some extent, but with an ID, that's even deeper, man. You know, that's an official government document that they can attach to your content. You know? Oh, okay, this person, he uploads nothing but this. You know? Oh, because it ain't just us that they're gonna go after, you prepper video people. You know, people like Dabu. You know what I'm saying? People like what's his name? Fieldcraft. People that teach outdoor stuff and how to survive off grid and things like that. You know, these people are all gonna get flagged. You know, hey, that's the thing, man. Right now, Esau, he's trying to build a case on us. You know, because he's trying to get us out of here. Yeah, that's the thing, man. These people think it's about them. No, man. All this stuff is for them to come against the men of the Lord. Because at the end of the day, the star of the show is the Israelites, man. All right. I'm gonna go to Psalms 94:20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law? They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood. Right. And that's exactly what they're trying to do right now, man. All right. They're trying to condemn the blood of the innocent, man. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and read that again in the NLT. Psalm 94:20. Can unjust leaders claim that God is on their side? Leaders whose decrees permit injustice, right? That's what they're all about. They're all about injustice because they're saying, oh, you got to upload a picture of your ID to be able to log in, right? But then there's certain content that because they do that to apparently to protect the children and things like that. And it's like, man, these people are so wicked because they say that, but that's not really what it is, man. It's really about just taking away more of your freedom of speech, so-called, you know? Because if it was really about the kids, why are they taking down brothers' lessons, but they're not taking down these rap videos that show all types of debauchery, all right? That show all types of wickedness, you know? And not even just that, but there's other videos on YouTube that stay up, but that's straight ignorance, and they don't take it down. They're not worried about it. Matter of fact, it's promoted, you know? So how about that? It says whose decrees permit injustice. So that's the thing. These guys, they permit injustices. All right, they allow it. They allow wickedness to prosper in the society. They gang up against the righteous and condemn the innocent to death. Right, that's what they're gonna do. That's what they're trying to do right now, man. All right, because at the end of the day, they want to be able to tie all the things that we're saying and create a case and be able to indict brothers. You know what I'm saying? That's what they want to do. They want to be able to. They want to get rid of the prophets, man. Because hey, we brought it all out, man. You know, he can't have that in his dystopian society. So he wants to get rid of us and chip everybody and think he gonna rule forever. But that's not what's gonna happen. You know, it's not what's gonna happen. Now, you know, of course, you know, some of us will have to go through that trial. All right, some of us won't. But hey, the point is though, the scriptures say the prophecies, man, they're gonna happen at the end of the day. All right, so I got Luke 21:12. It says, but before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake, and it shall turn to you for a testimony, right? And applying it to today, man, you know, these things are going to happen again. Because, yeah, it happened back then, too. You know, the followers of Yahushua back then, you know, this happened to them. You know, they were physically beaten and taken to the courts and sentenced to death. You know, some were thrown in the Colosseum to be eaten by lions. These are the things that our forefathers went through, man. You know, and in this go round, we're gonna suffer a level of persecution as well, man. All right, can you imagine? You know, they put us on Front Street, you know, and next thing you know, your neighbor is like, oh, I saw you on the news. You're wicked. You're, you know, because they're gonna slander till no end. All right, they're gonna slander us, man. They're gonna delete the content on YouTube. They're gonna delete it from YouTube and put that shit on the news. See, that's how the devil plays, man. Because that's the thing, that stuff's not gone. You know, to this day, the SF Bay Camp, you can find the World Star video of them when when they were put. Man, that shit was ridiculous, man. The way they did, brothers, man. Well, one of them is, a few of them are no longer even in the camp, but that's neither here nor there. But the way that they edited the videos out from the brothers in the Bay, you know, to make them look bad, which some of that stuff, man, you know, sometimes it was people out there, scoffers, that was, you know, asking for it. But still, at the end of the day, that's the type of smear campaign that they're going to pull. They're going to paint us as, you know, rapists. They're going to paint us as pedos. That's what they're going to do. Even though brothers are not any of those things. But that's what they're going to do, man. They're going to try to paint us as that. They're going to paint us as anti-Semitic. All right, which is not even a thing. It's really anti-Shem, which we're not anti-Shem. We're Shemitic ourselves. But hey, you know how the devil is. That's the narrative they're trying to push. All right, and hey, with this much, what's the word? With I don't want to just misspeak, but you know, with this new rule, or I'll say terms of or conditions of use, right? Terms of use. You know, they're going to require you to upload a photo, all right, of your ID. That's a big thing, man. Because like I said, it's going to come with more censorship. They're not just going to require a picture of your ID. They're going to also start censoring way more. They're going to really start cracking down. See, that's the thing. Right now, you can kind of, you know, certain videos slip through the cracks, and you can get away with a lot of things on YouTube right now. You can still say a lot of quote unquote bad words on YouTube. But at some point in time, if the word, you know, you-ish comes up in your video, it's going to cause a red flag. They're going to check it. And then when they see you sitting there cursing Amalek out, they're going to be like, oh, nah, we got to take this down. Then they're going to go on your page, take everything down. You know what I mean? These are the things that's going to happen. All right? But nonetheless, you know, just to keep it balanced, man, I'm going to jump to Job 5, because at the end of the 24, man, the Heavenly Father is going to have our back. All right? Even if this, you know, situation leads to us going to another platform, because indictments is going to come regardless of you uploading a photo of your ID onto YouTube, you know. But I really felt like I needed to speak on this because it's more precursors to the famine of the word and more precursors to the persecution, you know. But hey, the balance is that the Heavenly Father is going to deliver us from all these things. Job 5:19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. All right? It says, thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. So we're gonna be hid from the scourge of the tongue. All right. I'm going to get that in a different translation, but these are the things that are waiting for us. All right. Deliverance from death, deliverance from everything, man. All right. Job 5:21. You will be safe from slander and have no fear when destruction comes, right? Because the slander is coming. We're going to be safe from it, though. Now, I don't mean we ain't going to get slandered. It just means that, we're not going to, go through certain things. Like some people get slandered and they really go through things they can't recover from. Can't get a job anywhere. You know what I mean? Things like that. And see, being slandered is a very big thing. Once your image is ruined, that's why people that they get slandered and it was done wrongfully, they can sue for defamation. If I'm saying that correctly. They can sue somebody for defaming them, for ruining their image, and that's what Esau's going for, because he can physically, kill us and things like that. And at the end of the day, he really can't do nothing because the truth is already out. It's all in vain. It's really just to fulfill prophecy and to add to the story. See, Esau, everything he's doing right now is just written for him to do. Because it's to no avail. He ain't gonna surpass nothing. He ain't gonna overcome the Lord. That's a fantasy he likes to talk about quite often, but that's a fantasy that'll never come to fruition. Okay? So Job 5:21, thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. Right? And I want to make another point too, man. We're just getting even closer to Jacob's trouble, because once the persecution happens, man, the Lord's gonna let loose on the people, man. Once you try to touch the prophets, that's it, man. The Lord gonna have to make a move, and you gonna have to make a move, and the Lord gonna have to make another move, and to show you he has the upper hand, and you don't, to you Edomites. So hey, glorious things are coming for us, all right? Glorious deliverances from evils. We have to believe that. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh. That's heavy, because destruction and famine, that's not a laughing matter. Destruction and famine brought by the Lord, that's a thing that'll put people in fear. But we're gonna laugh because the Lord's on our side. It says, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth, for thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. That's beautiful, man. Hey, that's what's coming for us, man. Deliverance from everything that's coming. All right, because this is the beginning of persecution, man. These types of things, these type of decrees, because eventually they're going to straight up make laws to where it's like, all right, you're responsible for all the content that's on your YouTube and all on your social media. Because it ain't just YouTube. It's also going to be Instagram, X, what else? Spotify, which doesn't matter if it's, no one cares about Spotify like that. But nonetheless, though, these are the things that, hey, more rules is coming, man. They coming up with more shit, man. This is only the beginning of their censorships. Soon you can be brought up on charges for the content that you have on YouTube, man. It's gonna get to that point. But what? We're gonna be hid from the scourge of the tongue, man. The Heavenly Father is gonna be our defender. Okay? But yeah, hey, August 13th, man, that's the date. They're gonna require that. Require you to upload a photo of your ID for the YouTube and various other social media platforms. Hey, man, famine of the word coming soon. All right. Hey, that's all I wanted to bring out through the Spirit. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rechakadash, double honors to my elders and apostles, great mills, so much other men that rule well, the men that taught us this truth. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect as always, man. Shalom.